Tyler Hilder. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond, welcoming you to the NCAA Tournament Quarterfinals and Review and Semifinals Preview. It is Friday, December 27th, 2019, the day after the quarterfinals and the day before the semifinals get underway. So in this short video, we'll talk about how the quarterfinals went and preview the semifinals and who could win. So anyway, first matchup was the Cotton Bowl bracket, which had Miami take on Nevada. Miami, how they got to the bracket finals? They were the 10th seed. They took on ESU/Empire State. They beat Empire State 14-7. They faced Minnesota, the number 2 seed, in the GMAC Bowl, 17-7. Then they faced Cincy, who were the 3 seed, at the Cap 1 Bowl in Orlando. Miami using their home state to their advantage, winning 9-7. And then at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, they took on Nevada, who were one of the last 2 teams to get a spot. At number 16, they took on Bama in Alabama, and they beat Alabama 10-3. At the Independence Bowl in Shreveport, they took on Indiana and beat them 21-16, despite giving up 2 touchdowns in the last few minutes. Nevada then went to San Antonio in the Alamo Bowl against Iowa. A tough team there. Well, Indiana was the 8th seed, Iowa number 13 seed. They beat 14-11. So Nevada would take on Miami, and bad news, Nevada fans. The Wolfpack did not move on to the semifinals. They lost 13-0 as Miami used a pick 6 and a couple of field goals by Carlos Huerta to win. So Miami moves on to the semifinals. We'll give you the bracket thing later. The Orange Bowl bracket. The finals saw Auburn take on Iowa State. Auburn, as the 9th seed, took on Air Force, beat them 21-7. Auburn then went to the Music City Bowl in Nashville to take on Oklahoma and shut out the number 1 seed Sooners 17-6. Auburn then took care of Louisville by a score of 29-7 in the Holiday Bowl in San Diego. Louisville was the 13th seed. Louisville also didn't have their strong safety. So they would meet the number 15 seed Iowa State Cyclones, who qualified on the last weekend of the year. Iowa State went to LSU and shocked LSU 10-7. Then they went to the Armed Forces Bowl and shocked Navy 10-7 on a last-second field goal that just went over the crossbar. And the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans, they took on San Diego State, the 6th seed. Well, Navy was number 7, and the team that knocked Canada State out. San Diego State could not believe their luck as ISU got a late pick 6 from Ellis Hobbs, and Iowa State beat San Diego 28-14. So Iowa State took on Auburn, and I'm happy to say for the purists that Auburn did beat Iowa State 22-9, so Auburn takes on Miami in one semifinal in the 2019-20 NCAA Cup. Good job by Auburn. Iowa State had a chance, but a pick 6 with a few seconds left ended it. Well, the number 1 seed, of course, in the Cotton Bowl bracket was Bama, who lost to Nevada, who then lost to Miami, and the number 1 seed Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl bracket lost to Auburn. So yeah, there's a connection. Over in the Fiesta Bowl bracket, Boise was supposed to be the big boys, being a 1 seed, but they lost in the second round to the Pitt Panthers in their backyard at the Humanitarian Bowl. And Ohio State was the 1 seed in the Rose Bowl bracket, but they lost to a team that we'll talk about later on. Anyway, in the Fiesta Bowl bracket, Georgia, the 5 seed, took on the number 10 seed USC Trojans in the group final. Georgia's road to the final, to the Elite 8. Georgia crushed Virginia Tech 27-7. Virginia Tech known for a couple of major upsets, including that Hail Mary to knock, I believe, Alabama out of the tournament a couple of years ago. Georgia then went to Las Vegas to take on UAB, the 4 seed, and somehow were in a tight game, 10-6 your score. Georgia then went to the Peach Bowl to take on the number 9 Pitt Panthers. Of course, that's the team that took down Boise, and they crushed Pitt 27-14 to get to the Fiesta Bowl final. USC, as a 10 seed, narrowly beat UCF by a touchdown. They went to the Emerald Bowl in San Francisco against Wisconsin, and Wisconsin gave it a go, the number 2 seed, and USC beat them 14-10. Then in the Gator Bowl against not only the 3 seed Florida Gators, but a whole state, if you will, because, it's in Florida. They shocked the Gators 10-6. to get to the final. And for USC, it was like, you beat the Gators? Hey, you know what? Sky's the limit. Wrongo. USC got crushed 31-7 by Georgia. Georgia practically did very well. Now, there is kind of a controversy because the second half, Fran Tarkenton had to come in for the injured Eric Sire and all that. But because Eric Sire is expected to play, they will go with him. They basically said, well, maybe we'll win our semifinals. So, yeah, so Tarkenton led Georgia to the big beating of USC. In the Rose Bowl bracket, Notre Dame started out as the 8th seed. They shut down Marshall 17-0. They went to New Mexico to face the number 1 seed Ohio State Buckeyes. And thanks to Michael Floyd's 100-yard kickoff return and big touchdown catch late in the game, the Irish beat OSU. Moved on to the International Bowl in Toronto against the number 4 seed Penn State Nittany Lions, who were known for their chokery. And Notre Dame beat Penn State 20-0. They would take on the 2018-19 champion Clemson Tigers, who were the 2 seeds in the Rose Bowl bracket. They beat Dakota State 24-7. They went to Detroit in the Motor City Bowl to take on number 10 Texas and beat them 31-7. Then in Tampa Bay at the Outback Bowl Stadium, they took on Washington, the 11th seed, and crushed the Huskies 31-7. And, 30 points in each game. They look like they're going to crush Notre Dame. I have bad news for you. The jinx of the defending champion continues as Clemson will not win the tournament. They lost 35-10 to the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, who shocked everyone by doing well in Pasadena. Clemson, who had averaged 32 points a game, only could score 10. That's putrid. So Notre Dame will take on Georgia in the second semifinal and all that. So the semifinals will be taking place at EA Sports Stadium in Redwood, California. Now, because Miami and Auburn were the first semifinal matchup to be determined, yesterday the order of games were the Orange Bowl, the Rose Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, and the Fiesta Bowl. Because Orange and Cotton would meet each other, and practically that was the first matchup to be decided. They will play Saturday afternoon, and then tomorrow night will be Georgia versus Notre Dame. So let's just go to the bracket. Bracketology time, people. As you can see, the bracket. Maybe I'll get a little bit further up. All right, so you see the whole bracket now there and all that. Now you'll notice, of course, that underneath each team's names in the Final Four are the points for and the points against. Miami has scored only 53 points in their 4 games. That is an average of 13.25 a game. That's very harsh. Auburn, by comparison, 89 points scored in their 4 games, so that's 22 a game. Georgia has scored 95 points, so they've scored 23.75 a game. And Notre Dame has had 93, so they are at 23 a game? Yeah, 23 points a game. But when you look at the defense, Miami has given up 21 points. Miami, even though they've scored the fewest points, they've given up the least. They've only given up 3 touchdowns in 4 games. Auburn has given up 23 points. Notre Dame's only given up 24 points, and Georgia's given up 34 points in their games. I mean, when you can't crush Pittsburgh as much as you think you can, there's a problem. Now, you may want to notice down, zoom in a little bit on the Notre Dame thing. Yeah, there we go. You see down here where it says Tuck out and Floyd out. The bad news for Notre Dame is that they will be going through the Final Four without 2 key players. Michael Floyd, the hero against Ohio State, he's out with an injury. He's out for a while. And so too will Justin Tuck on the defensive line. So Notre Dame will have to go through with 2 key injuries, whereas Miami, Auburn, and Georgia are fine. So Notre Dame will be up against it in the Final Four. So let's see what happens. The experts have predicted that it will be a Auburn-Georgia championship matchup. So that's Auburn and Georgia, because they're the better C numbers, are in the tournament. Will be the home teams, the so-called home teams. The final will be held at Tiburon Stadium in Mainland, Florida, because it's a nice stadium at night, and you want a primetime championship matchup. So that's all I'm going to tell you. So thank you for watching, and have yourselves a very good day.